According to the complaint, Andy and his wife bought the press for $850,000 back in 2016, and they still owed $550,000 on that payment. With the grand opening tomorrow, he's working a whopping 6 days a week to express his passion and break some barriers. A man with a warrant out for his arrest fled on foot from the police on University Bridge. An officer stopped a car to arrest Michael James Walburn. The St. Cloud State Huskies are off to a hot start so far this season with a 12-2 record going into conference play this weekend. And this ranking is giving them some national attention. Investigators say a mistake by unqualified workers caused a deadly explosion at a Minnesota school. The blast leveled Minnehaha Academy in 2017, killing 2 staff members. As flames took away the press bar and parlor, it was more than somewhere to grab a drink and food. It was a place to escape and called home by many. Hi, Tanya and Nick. I'm outside here in front of the current Tri-County Humane Society, where there's a lot of excitement building up about a new building they're trying to build for the animals with the help of some generous donations. And this building behind me will ultimately meet the wrecking ball. Well, it's beginning to be that time of year again with the weather changing. Parking regulations in St. Cloud will be changing as well. Well, as final votes are tallied around the country, voters in Minnesota have chosen who they want at the helm. The Gateway Motel has been here for 60 years, and the city of St. Cloud is hoping to begin construction this summer. The event starts at 5 p.m. and goes for 2 hours tonight, and $1 for every pint sold will go directly to the Tri-County Humane Society, so they can build what they're in need of. St. Paul police say thieves have taken off with 9 cars in just 2 days because all of them were already running. One of the reports says an actual U-Haul truck was stolen on Como Avenue. Yeah, those are always going. I remember I was at a Lakers game and they were playing the Timberwolves while the Timberwolves were wearing the Minneapolis Lakers.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yep.
The Lakers versus the Lakers. So that was kind of cool. The stabbing took place right here on a Green Line train last night, and the victim got the help that they needed because of the help of a passenger who dialed 911. A Duluth man has been sentenced to more than 36 years in prison for stabbing his wife in front of his children last year. With Thanksgiving just over a week away, the St. Cloud Salvation Army Shelter is getting ready for its annual Thanksgiving dinner for community members. The Minnesota State Senate is working to get drivers to keep their eyes on the road by implementing a hands-free law for cell phone use. The best thing to do? Keep your phone in your pocket. Retail giant Walmart will stop selling products made by a manufacturing plant with a history of pollution problems. The final closing time for the press bar and parlor came up fast and out of nowhere.
It's really devastating, and so many people come here to unwind and just have a good time, and it's super sad.
A massive fire broke out in the basement and filled the once popular nightclub with flames. And in a matter of only a few hours, the press had its last call.
With the building this type of construction, it's a lot of void spaces, a lot of open areas, so that fire just ripped through the building rather quickly.
What is now known as one of the largest fires in St. Cloud's history. Mayor Dave Kleiss couldn't be more thankful that lives weren't sacrificed.
No one was injured and no one lost their life. And that includes the brave men and women who work in our fire department. They did a remarkable job of not only fighting the fire, but containing it.
As flames took away the press bar and parlor, it was more than somewhere to grab a drink and food. It was a place to escape and called home by many.
I made a lot of good friends. I have become family, and I've become really close to them. And it's like the only place I can really see them, so it's hard.
Parts of the historic structure date back to 1881, and on that corner was the town's first post office and general store. And before the press moved to its recent location, it was originally on 6th Avenue in the former St. Cloud Times newspaper building, thus the name Press, and served bargoers from community members to St. Cloud College students.
I used to go here with all my friends growing up. We always went here around 1 o'clock. Everyone called it press o'clock. Definitely kind of a last call type of thing, and you were never dissatisfied. Best dance floor in central Minnesota.
Firefighters from St. Cloud, Sauk Rapids, and Sartell teamed up to fight against the blazing inferno for over 12 hours. And although the building came tumbling down, it's the memories from generations of press goers that can't be taken away.
I met so many new people and connected with people and made new friends, and we're like a big family there.
Yeah, really just a sad day for everyone in St. Cloud, whether you're a patron, a worker, or even just a citizen of St. Cloud. Now, the fire marshal spoke at a press conference this morning, and he said that the cause of the fire is still under investigation. Reporting live in St. Cloud, Tony Langfellow, UTVS News. Over 80 of America's most heroic war veterans filed onto a chartered flight.
Fire it up, Captain, let's roll!
To the nation's capital for a unique experience to honor Veterans Day.
Thank you, Lord, for this day you're giving us in Washington, D.C. These men and women have waited many, many years, some of them over 75 years, to see their memorials.
The trip gave World War II and Korean War veterans a chance to pay respects to the monuments they fought for decades ago.
I just didn't know what to expect. And I thought, well, it's going to be something different, but this is overwhelming. Yeah, it really is good. So much to be thankful for.
It's the goal of the Twin Cities Honor Flight to bring America's heroes where they've never stepped foot before.
All the war memorials were done so well.
This day gave these veterans a reason to smile, commemorate,
Now hear this. It's mail call, folks. Mail call.
and express their emotions.
Dear Grandpa John, thank you so much for your service.
I was really emotionally taken back by it all. It was just a great day and one that I'll remember forever.
The veterans were honored by the support and reminders from this day that they will be able to treasure for years to come.
It brings back some old memories about the people that I know that were in the service and maybe some close people that passed away.
The day was a simple reminder that we salute our nation's flag to praise what these men and women sacrificed for all.
Oh, there's just so much to it. I mean, it gets to you. If I see the American flag, I could cry.
It was a day to honor America's past and to remember those who fought for our freedom.
We have so much to be thankful for.
With liberty
Thank you, Lord, for the blessings that you give us in this great country.
and justice for all.
All God's children say.
In Washington, D.C.,
Amen.
Tony Langfellow, UTVS News. With St. Cloud State athletes from a variety of sports helping tear down the Husky Dome, it marks the end of the winter. But there's a little more work involved than just turning off the air pressure.
3, 2, 1, pull!
If you were to drive by Husky Stadium right now, you'll probably notice there's a few less curves in the sky.
It's a team group effort, and a lot of sports, a lot of club sports, and you know, it's not an easy day.
What SCSU athletes know as Dome Takedown Day started at 6 a.m.
I think I'd rather be practicing.
and took 200 people to finish the process by 1 p.m. And there's plenty of work for everyone.
There's 6 massive sections. In each section, it takes about 120 people to move that section. There's 5,000 bolts, there's 10,000 plates, there's 26 cables that we're moving right now. Each cable, it takes about 75 people to move one cable.
St. Cloud State Athletics has been privileged to have this dome for 14 years, and it gives sports like football, soccer, baseball, softball, club sports, and others to practice and play year-round.
It is a luxury that we get this dome, so if we have to do it just one day, it's not too bad. It's just another day. We practice pretty early, so it's not that big of a deal to wake up an extra half an hour early.
This year's Dome Takedown Day was pushed back 8 days because of an unexpected snowfall in mid-April, and the athletic folks weren't disappointed with the change of date to procrastinate on the hard work.
It's really a group effort. We even had the athletic director, Heather Weems, out here this morning, and a couple of the assistant athletic directors out here. So it's like Heather calls it, all hands on deck kind of a day.
Although the hard work of pulling cables, folding tarps, and heavy lifting may not sound like fun, the athletes find a way to stay positive.
Having the teams that we have here, having the cohesiveness that we have is beautiful, and being able to kind of work with these people and get it all done is amazing. You know, we wouldn't be able to do it with any other group. So yeah.
From Husky Stadium in St. Cloud, Tony Langfellow,
1, 2, 3, go!
UTVS News.